All right, everyone. Look at all the people in here. Hello, Hunt Sisters, the Wilsons, Mary. Hi, James. Hi, Beth. I am having a magnificent day. I just ate three pieces of fresh gluten-free bread that my daughter made, and so good. So yes, I'm having a magnificent day. I mean, how could it get better? And it was slathered in butter, so even better. Yeah, hot in Minnesota. It's hot down here in Alabama for sure, Carrie. And hey, how are you? How is everybody? Hello from Florida, Irene. Hello, hello. Kim in Alabama. That's right. Kitty in Indiana. So awesome. Hey, Betsy. Hey, Carol. Melissa, Tammy, we've got so many great people in here and so many new faces and older faces, and so exciting. So yes, it was super yummy, Beth. And from Oregon, oh, so awesome. Hey, California, hey, Donna. All right, so let's jump into it because I'm excited. I want to make some backgrounds. I love making backgrounds, and we're going to be using this stamp set from Hero Arts. This stamp set is called, no, I can't find it, Need a Hug. Need a Hand. Need a Hand. It's called Need a Hand. And Boston, hello, Melissa. San Diego, hello, Denise. Oh, yeah. And then we also have the matching dies. So this was sent to me by one of you lovely people. Never necessary, but always very appreciated. So super fun. And I want to jump right into making the backgrounds first. So we're going to do a couple different backgrounds because I just had to. And here is the first ink pad we're going to be using. This is an ombre ink pad. I've never used one of these before. Hi, Kay! Glad to see you. Yes, and this is ombre. So it has basically three separate ink pads on there. And it goes from, let's see what the colors are. Tide Pool to Navy. So I'm not sure what the middle color is, but we've got Tide Pool and Navy. And maybe it's a combination of the two colors together. I'm not sure. But I wanted to do something with that. And I also want to do something with Distress Oxides. And I picked out colors that were similar. So we're going to do that. And I pulled in some Distress Watercolor cardstock. So we've got that. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually, so you can stamp with this, which is kind of cool. And I can show you that. I can show you how that'll look. Probably be better with a solid stamp. But we're going to just do it with this. Well, here's a solid one. Yeah, we'll do this one. And let me pull in just a little scratch of paper. All right, so we've got a little scratch of paper, and let me show you how this works. So what you're going to want to do when you do this, I do, that's right, I do, is, you know, kind of try to stay a little bit within, you know, don't go up and down too much, but you can go a little bit. Oh, that's so cool. And look at how that is going to stamp. I don't know if you can see that. Isn't that neat? It's this really beautiful ombre. And I know Hero Arts has a lot of different ombre colors, different ink pads. Carrie, you are too sweet. Thank you. And morning from New Zealand. Oh my gosh, it's morning there. Oh my. Yeah, okay, so you have those, A Griff Ladybug. You have some of these ink pads because I'm kind of in love with that. That's really gorgeous. But I wanted to make a background. Mariska, you made it. Hey, it's very late there. You must be exhausted, girl. Yes. And Brianna from New Zealand. All right. But yeah, that is really, really pretty. I think I'm going to have to do some more solid stamping with something like that because that is gorgeous. But I want to make a background, like I said. So, and I don't know if these are reactive to water, so we're going to experiment a little bit. We're going to play around. But I'm going to do direct to the paper. And this is watercolor paper. And so I'm just going to rub up and down, you know, trying to stick within. And this texture might be the death of me there, but I'm just trying to stick within. But actually, I don't know. I kind of like that water. It almost looks like, you know, with the little bits of water, like something's swimming across quickly. You have a gray one, Carrie? Well, it's really cool. What do you think? I kind of like that. I don't think it needs to be totally saturated. I'll do a little more But I really like that. And I like the gradient that it gives, which is really something special. That's neat. All right, so big fan of that. How's tomorrow looking? Wouldn't that be nice, huh? It's 11 p.m. Oh, okay, so it's only 11. I'd probably be in bed. Thank you, Denise. That was super sweet of you for that super chat. You came in from an evening walk. Oh my gosh. Well, thank you, Denise. That was very, very kind. Very kind. Looks like bubbles. Thank you, Tamara. That's what I was thinking. Oh, thank you, Mary. I wish I could see all y'all's pretty faces. Water ripples. Yep. Okay, so I think we're going to stick with that. But I do want to see if this is water reactive. So I am going, it's definitely finger reactive, getting fingerprints on it. But let's do a little spritzer with our distress sprayer and just kind of see. I'm going to let that sit a second and see what that does. Thank you, Denise. I'll go buy a coffee or something with that. That's awesome. Appreciate it. Or maybe more stamps, because honestly, I'd pick some stamps over some tea, that's for sure. Hello, Tracy. How are you? All right, so now I'm going to just kind of wipe that off and see if it did much. And you know what? It really didn't do a lot. So let me show you that it didn't really do a ton. I mean, there's a little bit there, but not enough to be like a distress ink would do. You know what I mean? So you bought the ombre pads on sale a while back. Well, now that I know how cool they are, I might have to get a few more. No makeup on today? Well, I did put a little, but not a lot. It's been on since early this morning. I've been up since 6. The boys, speaking of which, the cats were up super early. So where are the boys? You know, I'm not sure if they're asleep right now. They've been hanging out on the catio all day. The girls are awake and running around like crazy. Well, it is that time of night, Mariska, that is for sure. Oh, you know what? The more it sits, the more it reacts. So maybe there is something to it drying on there. So that's a thought. That is a thought. All right, so we've got this one, and now I want to do an ink blended one. So I'm going to pull out my watercolor paper, and these are the colors that I pulled from the Distress Oxides that I thought matched as close as possible to this. So I figured it would be kind of fun to do some little comparing, you know what I mean? Do a little comparing of the two. And I'm going to use my Pink & Main Ergonomic blending brush because I'm doing a whole background. And I feel like this does a very good job. So I'll start with my lightest color because I only have the one for colors like this, and then we'll just blend that right on there. And it does really pretty good coverage. So if you have these, I am sure you love them as much as I do. Okay, I am going to try to wipe off in between just a little bit. Yes, I love that color scheme too. It's beautiful. It's almost like those, like, I don't know, it makes me want to go back down to the ocean. And I may have to blend that back, so let's bring in, this is the Mermaid Lagoon. Oh, we do have a boy coming to visit. We got some Miles. Here, let me grab Miles. Hey, buddy. Since it was Max last week, let's see Miles today. He doesn't typically like to be held unless he's in that mood. What do you think, buddy? He's like, where did Dad go? Yep. Yeah, I knew that why it wouldn't last too long. I can get lots of pictures of him, but he doesn't necessarily want to stay. So maybe Max will come back. All right, anyway. So the first one was cracked pistachio. Now we're using peacock feathers. So we'll do that. Just see if we can get sort of the same on that same, and then we'll blend lightly into the, that's what I like about Distress Oxides, is that they do have a tendency to blend really nicely. He didn't stick around long, that's for sure. And if you hear some jingling in the background, that is the dog. All right, now we'll bring in some chipped sapphire up from the bottom. Let me wipe up this mess just a tiny bit though. Just using some regular water to do so. And then we'll bring in our chipped sapphire. He is a little camera shy, Mary, that is for sure. Now, he'd be all up in your business if he were here, but, you know, if you came Came to see Miles, he'd be all up in your business. They are pretty sweet, Carrie. I mean, yeah, we lucked out. We lucked out. They're good cats. All right, and then just kind of blend in. That's why I like these so much. They just blend easy. Now, obviously, this is a little more work than that Ombré ink pad is, and it does give a more of a chalky look. The Distress Oxides do. Obviously, I'm sure most of you are not new to this, but yeah. So there, I do like that. That's pretty. It isn't the same. A little different color scheme, but yeah. Oh, the Hunt sisters, thank you so much. Yvonne, thank you. And your package went out today. Miss Maddie took it to the post for you, Mary, Yvonne. Thank you, Mariska. You guys are awesome, so kind. Called in the middle of my live. Beth, well, I hope you took it. Your pug puppy was raised around Siamese cats. Well, very good. They do vocalize a lot, Kitty, very much. Thank you, Yvonne. Thank you, Mariska. I appreciate that. So yeah, that'll go towards a new stamp set or something. All right, so now we're going to obviously do a little bit of water splatter on this one. Then you can see how different, you know, those water splatters are compared to how they react in this. And there is a little reaction, not a lot, but that's okay. Yeah, it's pretty cool though. Yay! Well, I hope you like it. It's kind of a big box. All right, so now I'm going to wipe that up. But what I do want to do for both of them is do some, oh yeah, see, definitely a difference in how that looks. And I'm even going to heat set it a little bit, but I think before I do that, I'm going to put some splatter on it. So I've grabbed out my Trinity gold palette. I just love this palette. It is a collaboration that Trinity Stamps did with, oh my goodness, and I feel terrible that now I can't remember, but with an Etsy shop owner. And it's, yeah, anyway, so this is absolutely beautiful. So I'm going to go ahead, because this clearly is my favorite one, is that very middle one. And I'll pull out a paintbrush, and we're going to do some splatter all over both of these. Just because I like the splatter. I'm a fan. You told him to talk quickly, Beth. That is hilarious. Sophia Kirsten named her after Sophia, the first cartoon. Oh, that's cute. That is super cute. Okay, so I think I'm going to be happy with this. I'll clean off my brush the lazy way that I do it. Just to put a little water on it. Because these brushes are my splatter brushes. So I'm not, you know, I don't use them for watercolor or anything like that. And then let me pull up and let me see. No, I don't think that's who it is, Melissa. So there is that one, all that splatter, and then let's check out this one. A lot of pretty splatter on that one too. I cannot, doggone, I am so mad at myself for not being, I have bought paints from her before too. It seems like the moment I get on the camera, I can't seem to remember. Thanks, Beth. I think they turned out pretty good. Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and heat set these really quickly because I do want to cut this one down. Well, you know what? I'm not going to heat set it. I'm going to set it off to the side to dry, and then we'll move on to our coloring. So there's the backgrounds. And then, again, I stamped out all of my images onto some Express It cardstock, and I used Memento Tuxedo Black this time. I kind of go between a couple of different inks, but I'm really proud of myself, let me just say, because, you know, last week when I did this, to save time, I always stamp it ahead of time and then die cut them out. Yes, the Tin of Beautifulness is available on the Trinity Stamps store. I believe it's still available, and I have it linked down below. But yeah, it is a beautiful tin of color. But last week, like I was saying, just to try to save some time, I stamped out my images and then I die cut all of them, but then trying to color them can be a little bit more difficult. Well, I learned. So I stamped them, die cut them, and then put them back in because I used a little bit of Heffy tape just to hold them all in place while I color. And yes, I'm feeling really proud of myself for that. So I have an array of colors here. These are all just, we're going to do Copic coloring. Let me zoom in real quick. Not too crazy much, but we'll try and... Isn't that octopus just cute? His little eyes or something. And we'll just start with him. I have some R's, RV. So I'm going to start with RV21 and RV14. Those are going to be the colors I'm going to use. Thanks, Tracy. Thank you so much. It's, I don't know. I love making backgrounds because I feel like there is just so much that one can do with different mediums and yeah. So backgrounds are probably one of my favorite things to create, whether it be with distress oxides, alcohol inks, or stencils, or pastes, or you name it. You've probably seen it on my channel because I do love to dabble in the backgrounds. And I stamped out quite a few images. This is why I'm going to try to color quickly for y'all, because in my mind I was like, I can make 3 cards. 2 for sure. We'll see if we have time for the 3rd. But yeah, thank you guys. Thanks, Carrie, Kitty. Hey, Alma, how are you doing? Nancy, what's up, girl? Thank you, Mary. Every once in a while I surprise myself. So, all right, so we'll just bring in this color, and then it always looks like a hot mess when I bring in the darker shade. And we'll just try and do a little bit of rounding. Notice I don't go to the edge. Most of y'all have seen me before, so you know that I typically don't go all the way to the edge because it gives that illusion that there is a rounded image. And all these images are 3D, so they're going to be a little bit rounded. All right, then we'll come back in and blend that out a little bit. Aren't they cute? It's not, no, it isn't Wonderlust. No, that's not who it is, Beth. Golly, I know that if you go to the Trinity Stamps page and you click on the gold palette, so the link is down below in the description box, but if you click on it, it will tell you who she collaborated with. Do they bleed into the reds? Yeah, they sort of do. One thing I have noticed about the reds, though, is that they bleed a lot. So oftentimes I try not to go too close to the line or all the way to the line, because then they just bleed out of the line. So let's do another one real quick. I should have had one of these already colored for you guys so that you had an idea of what we were doing. You know, I don't want to take up too much of your guys' time, but I sure love spending time with you guys on this Friday afternoon, or any day that I could. I'm trying to be consistent, so. Oh, you're moving again. Oh, the last one. Is that like you think it's the last one? Because I thought this was our last one. Just kidding, Alma. Well, but that is exciting. If this is your last one, I'm super excited for you. I'm going to wake up, Tracy, at 3 a.m. and I am probably going to remember. It happens all the time. And it just, I can't, oh, it's just so irritating when I do that. I think she's out of Canada, that's for sure. And so I know color is in the name only because I remember that she spells it C-O-L-O-U-R, you know, so unlike us down here in the U.S. So yeah, all right. No, it isn't, Beth. They absolutely do. I remember going through some Copic classes and asking, and, you know, like, why do those bleed so bad? And the lady was like, no, they just do. You know, something to do with, I'm assuming, like the formula of the reds, but they bleed worse than the others. So that's why I really try to not go as heavy-handed with my reds, or red violets, or, you know, anything with an R in it. Except the yellows. I haven't noticed that really with the yellows. Oh, well, special prayers to you, Carrie, because I know that, you know, you are Wonder Mom, that's for sure. Okay. Stockpiled my videos. Oh, well, you're awesome. The proper way to spell color. Okay, Beth, all right, okay. You're probably right. I mean, you know, us Americans take things and we just run with it and do what we want. All right, so this is some Y06 and Y19, and we're just going to color in our starfish quickly. I've got 3 of them, and again, I probably overstamped, but I do that. You know, I'd rather have too many images and then be able to stick a few on the inside than not enough images. So, because chances of me pulling out the stamps again that time after I've already stamped are probably pretty low. Hydrocolors, Melissa, yes! Oh, and it's out of stock. Doggone it, I'm so sorry. No, and Betsy said it too, it's Hydrocolor. Okay. I had a dried out Copic, never used. It's sitting right here. It's a BV. I'm thinking it might have something to do with the way the caps fit on there. So that might be part of it, Mariska. So, oh, doggone. I'm so sorry that I'm using them and they're sold out. That's annoying. Urgh. All right, I'm going to do something crazy. I am going to color my jellyfish orange. And the reason I'm doing that is because when I was in Monterey, at their aquarium, which is a fabulous aquarium, by the way, if you ever get the chance to go to Monterey Bay, California, and check out the aquarium. I remember seeing the very bright, beautiful blue, and they had orange jellyfish. It was so cool. No, I am not fussy cutting these, Mariska. They're already cut out. They're just sitting in there. So I have the matching dies. All right, so our YRs are YR16 and YR68. So that's what we're going to use. Oxford versus Webster's. That's right, James. I can't believe I did that. Hydrocolor, and they're sold out. I'm so mad. I would imagine that she is going to get more. So you might be able to, like, I don't know if she does that where you can send in, like, hey, email me when this comes in. But she was probably already working on it. So, my bad. If she is watching, that is my bad. I did not mean to do that. And I hate doing that because I know oftentimes y'all are like, oh, but there are other options. I mean, if you really like the gold, it isn't necessarily the same, but my, let me pull it out real quick if I can find it. So these starry colors are pretty great too. They're definitely a little bit different. Those are more sparkly, but these are very beautiful too. So this is by, I don't have this listed down below, but I can get that later if that might be something that you all are interested in. Okay, so I'm just gonna roughly go over all these really quickly with my lighter orange color. And so what are y'all doing this weekend? Has that been asked already? What are y'all doing? I don't know what we're doing. Probably yard work. And yeah, that's what I'm going to be, well, my husband's probably going to be doing. I can't say I'm going to be doing it. Okay, so they do have them on her Etsy site. Thank you, Yvonne, for checking that out. Your mom had a discussion with your first grade teacher about the correct way to spell color because the teacher marked my paper incorrect by spelling it. Oh, well, there you go. Simon says, oh, nice. Okay, okay. Good job. Everybody loves a crafty sale, which, by the way, Simon Says Stamp, I think they are having a sale right now. Well, it might not be a sale. I think they have a percentage off. Or if not, I do have a coupon code. So I do have this coupon code. Freeze frame it if you want that. YUM521. And if I remember, I'll put it down in the description box down below. All right, so now let's add a little, oh, we have one more gel. I don't know why I colored this one because he didn't cut out right, so that was kind of a waste of my time, but he's easy, so. What, Melissa? You're gonna be a grandma? Oh my gosh, congratulations, Melissa, that's awesome. Oh, in 24 hours, hello. Okay, so yes. Okay, family barbecue, nice. James is mowing, yes, I already said that. Working on Father's Day cards, good for you. I am very behind on those. Husband's, okay. Free time, there you go. Way to go, kitty, taking advantage of the free time. All right, we're just gonna do this pretty simply. And I'm not gonna blend it out, in fact. Again, not gonna color that one because I cut it wrong. All right, And now we're going to come in with some purple for our seahorses. So, well, it's blue violet. So I've got BV02 and BV13. All right. So we'll start with our BV02. I just thought little purple seahorses would be darling. And it sounds like you all have some really great plans for this weekend. I mean, a grandkid, that sounds like a winner. Is it your first one, Melissa? Okay, so we only had 3 of those. And I'm just, again, just adding a little color to the edges. I'm not going to blend this all out. I think I like the harsh lines on that. And then our final one is YG25 along with some YG67. So let's get started coloring our kelp, seaweed. Anyway, all right. Carrie, that's funny. I'm sure my 21-year-old son would probably say the same thing. He's enjoying the single life right now, that's for sure. Of course, I suppose it's hard to have a girlfriend when you're in Poland, deployed. Yeah, so this set is just super cute. And I figured because the background's already blue, that's why I wouldn't put any blue in there, but yes, Mariska, and something is on the way to you. I did receive your email. I didn't respond, I guess. Golly, I'm getting really bad at that. I get the emails and then I think I've responded, but I clearly didn't. So yes, you already have something in the mail. Now, I don't know how long it's going to take to get there, but sorry that I didn't respond. I'm so bad at that. Ask my mother. Yes, Beth, I would love to go to a family barbecue at the Hunt Sisters house. I would love to. Okay, so now, and here's the magic of it, because I just taped them in there, and now I can pop them out, just like so. Check it out. All right, so I guess I'll just pop out what I think I need. Okay, and again, didn't use that one because... And you don't even have to cover it completely. It just needs to touch a little bit. So keep that in mind. If this is actually, I think, a very good tip. If you're one of those that your fear is after you've stamped them and spent all that time coloring, and then you're going to, you know, use your die cut to cut it out, the fear could be that it doesn't die cut correctly, like this one didn't. See? It didn't cut out correctly. Now, if this had been one that had taken all kinds of intricate time, you know, to color, I might have been really upset, but this is a good way to do it. See, everybody loves you guys, Hunt Sisters. But yeah, so that is actually something to think about if you are ever concerned that it's not going to pop out correctly. Or, I mean, you know, die cut correctly. And I did stamp these in 2 separate colors. All right, let's see if these are dry. They do seem dry. I'm going to trim these down a little bit because this one I actually want to be on a slimline. So in order for this to be a slimline, I need it to be, well, it's already 5.5 inches, so, or mini slimline. Thank you. Hey, Laura. Yes, he will, Carrie, that's for sure. Thank you, Mary. Okay, so for a mini slimline, if you are unaware, you will need, for a card base, a 6x6 inch piece of paper. And we'll talk about that a little bit more in a minute. But since this is going to be the panel on the front, and it's already 5.5 inches, that means it cuts a 1/2 inch off. So I don't know if I want it to be 2.5 inches. I'm going to cut it down to 2 3/4, and we'll see how that looks on the front. Now let's go back, and I'll trim a little bit off of this too, just because I want to. Let's trim this down to 4 inches by 5 1/4. Okay, so that takes care of those. All right. Oh, zoom out. Thank you, James. Thank you. I keep doing that. Okay. All All right, we're zoomed out. All right, so 6 by 6 inch piece of paper for a mini slimline, and then your phone didn't remind you. No, Crystal. But I wanted to share with you guys, if you do enjoy making the mini slimline, it kind of annoys me to cut out of an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. Not going to lie about that. So what I found, and I wanted something that would be fairly sturdy, is I found this on the scrapbook.com website. This is by Bazzill, and it's 12 by 12, double thick white. So I'm not exactly sure like what the weight is. It feels like a pretty heavy weight though. And you get 15 sheets, but you will get 4 mini slimlines out of one of these 12 by 12 sheets of paper. So, right? And I'm enjoying making the mini slimlines, so I had to buy that. This will be my card bases. All right, so let's go ahead and score it at 3 inches. All right. Yeah, it's a pretty thick one, so it's good. It's like a good quality, perfect for card bases, I think. And I'm not cutting up an 8.5 by 11 that I can't use for 2 cards. I know, it's weird. It's just a pet peeve of mine. So let's see how this is going to look on there. I don't mind that it is shorter on the sides and just a tiny bit on the top. I like it. I think we're going to go with it. I'm going to go with it. Okay, so what do I want on this one? For this one, I think I want one of our octopi. And then there's more elements in the stamp set that you could absolutely use, but I think I'm just going to stick with that. And then what do we want? Maybe one of these little, we'll put one of these behind him. I like that. Maybe one of these. Is that too much? I think it looks good. I'm going to go with it. See, Marcy, I know I couldn't be the only one, right? Yes, I don't like cutting up the 8.5 by 11 and only being able to get 1 card out of it. So I searched high and low and I found that, and I'm happy. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and adhere these. I'll use that Barely Art glue, which y'all seem to really like too. Oh, do you, Marcy? Yay! Such a cute little set. And because this one doesn't go all the way to the edges, I can let this kind of hang off a little bit, which is kind of fun. And then, okay. Let's see, do I want that one hanging behind? I think I do. I want that one hanging behind a little bit. Let's do that. Hi, Kathleen, how are you? Thank you, Mariska. But then we also have to come up with our sentiment. And I love these. Need a hand? I'm here for you. Just floating by to say hello. Best fishes and go with the flow. I like that. Maybe he should be on the big one. Maybe he should be on the big one. Let's do this one and just have it say best fishes, and then I can put a few more little elements, just like, and we need probably 3. We need 3 of these little guys on there. And then we'll put best fishes up here at the top. And I think I'm going to go ahead and do, all right. Oh, I get an A2 and a mini slimline out of 8.5 by 11. Oh, that's okay. Okay, Crystal, that's thinking. I guess I didn't think that through. Okay, let me grab those real quick. I think they're called A7 envelopes. I'll show you what I have. I bought these off of Amazon. So, whoops, there we are. It's just this one, it's a coin envelope, number 7 white coin envelope. Those work perfect for the mini slimline. Okay, yeah, so let's go ahead and stamp out all of our sentiments quickly. I might do them all at the same time just because we can. and then just floating by to say hello. Those are the 3 we're going to use. Okay, so now let me pull out my little misty. Okay, well, that was pointless. At least I know they will fit on there. Is this going to be like a repeat of last week? One mishap after the other? No, no, we won't. We will not. Okay. All right. Yeah, the coin envelope works great. And they are perfect. They really are. So I'm happy with that. All right. Now some of this stuff I don't have listed down below. Again, if I remember to actually link it, I sure will. But we're going to use the magic powder bag because this is black. I'll sweep some of that away. Yeah, I know, right? But I can't believe I did that. Well, I can believe I did that. I think all of y'all can believe that I did that. It's just been... And then we're using the Juicy Embossing ink. Any clear sticky ink will do. Close that door. And then, thank you, Laura. I love this thing. This has saved my shoulder a bunch. Okay. All right, then we'll cover it with our white embossing powder. This is Alabaster by Brutus Monroe. It's the one I use pretty much all the time. Okay. And then let me close that up because I am obviously in the mood to spill things. So let's just get that out of the way. And then we'll heat set that really quickly. They do open on the short side. There is an envelope die you can buy. I think it still does open on the short side, but Trinity Stamps has a mini slimline envelope die, so you can make your own envelopes if you really want to. That's right, the male has the babies and takes care of them. I think I remember hearing that, and I thought, well, that's an odd concept when I was a kid, because my mom was certainly the only one who took care of us. So... that is hilarious. Okay, all right, so we got that done. And then I'll clean that off later. But I did make a mess with some embossing powder. I don't know if you see that. Hard to miss, I suppose. All right, but I'm going to wipe away the excess powder bag. Let me see. And then we're going to cut these down using the guillotine trimmer. Let's just cut this one out because that's the one I need right now. And I'm just lining it up along the edge of the clear plastic piece. And that's good enough for Cassie. Okay. I know, yeah, that mini slimline die, it makes it really great to be able to just make your own envelopes. And you know, if you've seen me at all, I really like to make my own, and I should have put the pin back in. I like to make my own regular slimline envelopes. So making the mini ones is super fun too. And you're right, Mariska, they are. Those are some good quality envelopes. I was happy with that purchase. Okay, well, let's put these little guys down. But you're right, this would be a good Father's Day card, huh? It could be. Just slap Happy Father's Day on the inside. And we are getting there. Have him be a little bit taller. Oh, Kitty, the ones you have are a little flimsy. Yeah, that's kind of a bummer. And then we'll just stick that up top. I like that. I think that looks good. All right, and then now we'll go ahead and attach this to the front. I think I'm going to have to put a block on top of this because this watercolor paper is a very heavy. Well, y'all, if you've used the Tim Holtz watercolor paper before, it is a little bit heavier. Oh, that's awesome, Carrie. It sounds like you got a good one. Yay for good dads, right? Okay, I like how that one turned out. I'm happy. I like that one. All right, so let's move on to our next one, this one. So now let's see what I want to add to it. Or you know what? I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna do my jellyfish. I'm gonna do my jellyfish, my jellies. And I wanted odd numbers, I think, so. And then which one are we doing? Just floating by to say hello. All right, let's do that one. I'm with you. I don't like to put a crummy, or a crummy. I hope I don't send out crummy cards. I don't want to put one of my cards in a crummy envelope, that's for sure. I guess while we have this out, we'll just go ahead and cut. I'm surprising myself with how straight I stamped these. My goodness. Like, I'm shocked. I'm shocked. Okay. Okay, so I think we'll do this. Maybe I will cut it at an angle because I've been doing that a lot lately. And then, you know, you could pop these up using a little foam tape. I am not going to do that, but I am going to put this down and line it up at like so, and then we'll start slapping these babies down. But I do want to go with odds, so I guess it's okay that one of these didn't work out, although I could have put him on the inside, you know what I'm saying? Could have done that. Yeah, so what do you think? Is this ambitious? Should I have not done 2 cards? Where are we sitting? 40 minutes. Ooh, you know, I don't like to do that for too long. All right. So this, I have one more planned. Okay, we'll slap that one down, and then I am gonna, I can't not put the 5th one on there. Okay, okay, okay. All right, and then I'm gonna trim this off. All right, and then I do have a card base already ready. Mama was thinking ahead. All right. You aren't going anywhere right now, but you know, give it another 20 minutes. You might change your mind. Oh, thank you. Thanks, everybody. Y'all are awesome. It's a fun stamp set. I think it's cute. Okay, so now that's that. I'm going to set that one off to the side, and then we'll show all of them when we're done. All right, so as I was playing around, just wanting to play with this ink pad, that's how I came up with the just put it right to the paper. I went ahead and made a background that you know, fit all the way across. So I am going to attach this. I'm just going to go ahead and attach it right down. I figured I wouldn't want to waste it. And this one isn't going to have the splatter on it, although I could splatter across the whole back of the card, I suppose. Or we could leave it as is. Whatever. All right, so we'll take one of these little guys. Look at all the fun things we have left. We have a couple of starfish. I could put, well, he's ruined, so thank you. No worry on time. Yeah, dinner can wait, right, Kitty? I mean, I had 3 giant pieces of gluten-free bread, so I'm good for a while. Okay, so let's see how we're going to do this. As I was trying to do earlier, maybe we could put a couple of these. I don't know. I don't know. What do you think? Is that too big on the bottom? I feel like that's too big. I feel like what I should do is just stamp it directly onto the paper. That's kind of how I'm feeling about that. And then we'll just put that down. Maybe I could add some jewels. Okay, so let's just go with it. And then we'll end up having these 3 fun cards with backgrounds. So then you can see the difference between whether you add, do it on the watercolor paper or regular paper, because this was just some regular white cardstock that I had. And I think that looks pretty good. I did try to do the droplets on it, you know, the water, and it wasn't really super reactive, which is fine. You had a piece of cheese. Yeah, I know for some of y'all it's probably dinner time. Like you, Mary, it might be dinner time. Yeah. So the reason we have all this bread is because my I'm sorry. So the reason we had all this bread is because my mother had brought down a bread maker for my daughter and to put in her hope chest, and you know, she's been making bread like crazy, but I do have a bit of a gluten intolerance, so I've been avoiding the gluten bread, and so she decided to try and make some gluten-free bread, and it turned out fabulous. Clearly I had 3 pieces. Oh, it was so good. So good. Okay, I'm loving our little octopus. Loving it. Right, Tracy? In fact, I could use a little less eating. That is for sure. Breakfast time here. Oh, well, you better get to eating, huh? That's okay, Don. How are you doing? Never late to the party, girl. Always right on time. Am I right? Okay. All right, so now I'm just going to take these out of there. We'll clean these up later. But I do want to stamp that sentiment. I've decided instead of putting it, I'm just going to stamp it in black. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. So we'll ink that up with our, we're going to do VersaFine Clair Nocturne ink. Okay. Just because it is a very crisp black. Yes. Yes, Tracy. Yes. You can snack and watch. Oh, why did I... See, I'm so used to grabbing it, but I have this fun little thing. Oh my gosh! Okay. All right. I know. That's what I was thinking, Kitty. I know. Does this need some little gems or something? Probably does. Let's do... I have these bubble blowers. Let's see how those look. These are by Trinity. They're not listed down below, but I will try and change it and put them. But you can always get their, let me just dump them and see what sizes, because these might not work. These might not be what I'm looking for. But they are kind of low profile, so I do like that. Here we go. Yes. Yeah, Carrie, how are you doing with your back surgery? I know that really took you out for a while, and that is awful. Okay, put a few bubbles. We'll just put a few, no bigs, just a few bubbles. I don't want them to be too big because I don't want them to overpower the octopus, if you know what I'm saying. All right, I don't know, I think I kind of like it. And then we'll put one down here just for fun. I need another one of those small ones, but maybe I'll just use a big one. Is that too much? That might be too much. You know what, we'll just go with this. Hi, Natalie, how are you? You didn't miss everything because you can always go back and watch it again. No big deal. I'm glad you stopped in. Thank you. Thanks, Tracy. You're always such a sweet encourager. Y'all are. All right, what do we got there? And then we've got the one little bubble down here because I just can't stand it. I have to put it on there. Thank you. Oh, good, Natalie. Thank you. Craft room tour. Oh, yeah. Well, if I would quit making a mess of it. So what I need to do, Mariska, is I have a bunch of things that I need to unload. And my thought process is I am going to fill priority mailboxes or whatever with, say, like $100 worth of stuff and then charge $25. And I have so many wonderful things, some barely used, because I don't know if a lot of you know this. I have been on design teams pretty much since I started back in 2008. So I've been on design teams for various teams. Some companies aren't even around anymore. I was on Clear Dollar Stamps. I don't know if some of you remember them at all. Small Christian company. I was also on Tailored Expressions for a little while when they had their card kits, and that was back in, like, I forget what year it was, 2013, I think. And I'm trying to think of what else, and all the ones that you know of as of now, but because I stepped away for a little while and then came back. But I have so much that I do need to start lovingly giving to other people, but definitely at a major discount. But it's too much for me to just try and sit and list. So keep an eye out for that if that's something that you're interested in. I promise you I will load these up. I have so many stamp sets. Some of them have matching dies. Some of them don't, but a lot of them do. And I would be happy to get those to good homes. Maybe I'll fill a box with $400 worth of stuff and only charge $100. I'm not sure, but I have a lot of stuff. So keep that in mind. And then once I get that picked up, then I actually would love to be able to give you guys a craft room tour, because I love this room. I absolutely love this room. Here's the little secret. It's not really a secret. We just bought this house, but we're moving next year. We thought we were done. And then Uncle Sam decided that we are going to be heading somewhere else. So I'm going to lose my big giant craft room. I imagine the next place we go to, it won't be quite as nice. So I definitely want to do one of those. So long story short, there it is. So keep an eye out. Hey, Michelle. Yeah. Yes. Okay. Well, so anyway, let's pop in these cards really quickly that we made using all these fun goodies, because I want you to see all three of those cards that we made. I love this. This was so much fun. Woo. Okay. So we made this one. We have our little mini slimline. Then we have, and this one was made with the ombre inks. Then we have this one that's just using the Distress Oxides. And then you would be interested. All right. Well, girl, I would be happy to ship overseas for sure. So keep that in mind too. I know, Kim. I cannot believe it. I know. Moving again, Carol. Just when I think, we're getting settled. But we're not selling our home. We're going to keep this home. We are going to come back to it. I just thought that we might be done for a little while. So anyway, here they are. I would love to know what you think. So yeah, if you're tuning in after this is over, go ahead and tell me that. I would love to hear that in the comment section down below. But otherwise, I love y'all. Hey, Sarah, good. Awesome. And thank you all for spending a little bit of your Friday with me. I cherish this time. If you had any idea how it makes my heart just burst with happiness to see so many of you on here, so many names that I recognize, so many people, and getting to know new people. This community is incredible. Yes, my husband is in the military, so we're moving again. But not too far from here, so that is a blessing. But anyway, so I just love you all. You just don't even know what you do for me. I mean, just being in this crafty community, being around like-minded people just lifts my heart like you wouldn't believe. Just knowing there are other people who get the same satisfaction out of making cards like I do. So you guys are awesome. Keep staying awesome. And I am planning to do another one next week. So stay tuned for next week. And thanks again. I'll see you guys soon. Bye, everybody.